just wanted to run by a couple of things that I was reflecting on. So it was a few years ago I had a revelation in regard, and it was in tandem with some visions in regards to the fact that names themselves have power, and when we utilize these names, it actually gives us attributes, it gives us tendencies, it gives us impulses, it gives us basically like an inner handicap, plus or minus, depending on the name that we have. Now, the mechanism by which this actually occurs is the identification with it. So when we are identified with it, we basically are attached to it. And these names are symbolic living entities, not physical entities, but on the astral and mental planes, they carry a vibratory current that we basically latch on to if we're identified. And so in the same way where if you identify with something negative, like in the way that Napoleon, right, he was so, what is it, the Poems of Ossian or whatever the case, I think Eliphas Levi talks about this. When he was identified with that and the state of melancholy, the fallen hero archetype and all of that type of stuff, it literally helped produce his own death because of the fact that he was attaching and identifying with archetypes of death, which eventually, killed him. It's basically like that. Once we've identified with something, we're latched on to these invisible currents, invisible to the naked eye, yet to those who are clairvoyant, you can see it. But I mean, if you go and look at anything in regards to this, I mean, I don't really know of any deep occultist or deep spiritual person who hasn't actually, talked about this. For me, it was kind of weird because I got the revelation early on in my journey, and it didn't really stick as well. And it came back, like the floodgates opened once I was reading about it in, what's this book? What the book's name? The Ritual of High Magic or something like that. The Ritual and Doctrine of High Magic, I think. If anybody really gives a crap, I get to share that book information. But when we recognize this, somebody who has the name Adolf, they're going to have a lot of garbage internally that they're going to have to fight. It doesn't mean that they're going to lose. No, not at all. But it does mean that the inner world and activity is going to be different. Not only based off of the karmic aspects of the soul coming into this life again, but also in regards to the identification of the name it was given. Names like Lucifer would have a polarized aspect because it used to be a holy name maybe not in the term Lucifer, right, but the original translations and the original languages that was spoken about in ancient time, that symbol itself was positive and holy. But as the populace attaches to that and gives identification in any way, it morphs according to all of the thoughts and emotions to it. And since it's been an evil symbol for a long time, it has been charged with evil entities, evil thoughts, emotions, and all of that type of stuff. And so basically, a name like that is going to be polarized. I'm not sure what the history of Adolf prior to that, is. But, I mean, just to end all of this, what's interesting to me is like, what the hell are you going to get for like Elon Musk's kids who are named like XAIE? Well, I don't even know what it is. Is he going to be like just neutral? Is there nothing to it? Or is it something much more deeper, like possibly what the actual letters represent, like, X being a cross, things of that nature? But I don't know. I thought this was all really cool. Thought I'd share it, see if anybody else has had this experience or any revelations in regards to this. And yeah, I hope everybody has a good day. Peace.